Eba is switching into Protoss. He's not playing as a Zerg. I'm shaking my head. Those who are curious, Eba, he's the youngest GM. I think he was like 12 years old when he hit GM, or maybe 11. Very, very young, very young. And yeah, he's also been dabbling in other races on his stream. He does stream on Twitch from time to time. He was streaming yesterday, and he's been playing Terran. He's been playing even Protoss as well. And spawning in the bottom right hand corner, we have our Polish Protoss player, our red Protoss representing Team Blazer. It is Krystianer. And spawning in the top left hand corner, we have his opponent. We have the blue Protoss player representing the Platinum Heroes from the land of the UK. It is Eba. Esta Eba. Ay, ay, ay. Catching with Shad. Hello, Frost, Pikachu. I see Pikachu as well. Shad to Neo Gist Emperor, Football, Baby Ling, Soundo. Bienvenidos, bienvenidos. Easy Phil, ahí están. ¿Qué tal? ¿Cómo estás? Wormsick, Dzień dobry. Dzień dobry. Very impressive by them, or very unimpressive by me and Michael Lair. 99.0. I mean, that's it. On the one hand, it's impressive because, you know, Miyamaika is one of the players that can bring down Krystianer in this tournament. Like, he's the best player in all of Southeast Asia. So, with Miyamaika going down to Lily, it's over, Poppy. It's over. But I mentioned before, Miyamaika again. Unfortunately, did have to forfeit. Did have some plans with his family, and unfortunately couldn't quite make it here to the event. Unfortunately, but regardless, we're getting here into our next best of 3 into a PvP. Potentially the first of many. There's a lot of Protoss players down there in the lower half of the brackets. Plenty to look forward to. Plenty to look forward to us. But now the Perp Scouts are upon us. We do have 2 gate openers here from Eba, a 2 gate opener from Krystianer as well. Krystianer going double Stalker. We have Eba going Stalker Adept. Interesting choice here. Okay, so a little bit middle of the road from Eba. Double Stalker, of course, can win out in a head-to-head fight, and will have a little bit of a stronger trade. Meanwhile, Double Adept is designed to get economic damage done across the map. This is kind of, again, looking to get some scouting information with the Adept shading out. And looking to clean up any kind of probe that may be out on the map. For the time being, I believe Krystianer is not aware of the first 2 units. He's racing back home. Sentry is on the way. Stalkers are moving out, so they're going to be missing the Adept here of Eba. So Eba does hug the edge of the map. Krystianer looking for any stray units. It looks like he will come across that Adept. So again, it's a way to threaten the shade, but not to commit. The Adept, oh, takes a lot of hits and is gonna have to commit to the shade though. And can we save the Adept? Once again, gonna try to shade away. We split up the Stalkers, one will chase, the other will not. And this Adept is not long for this world, it's gonna go down. The Adept will fall. Behind this, we have our tech of choice. It's going to be Blink. We have expanded and gone for a Twilight Council will Blink. Meanwhile, Eba, going for his own later expansion here, did go for a bit of a later Twilight Council as well. So Eba does feel like he is just slightly one step behind here. As the hallucination comes in, and Krystianer will see everything. He sees the delayed Twilight Council. He sees a bit of a later Nexus as well. So he's going to be feeling pretty good about his situation. Krystianer in, again, a slightly better spot. Only slightly. Only slightly. SC2 greater than family. He doesn't have priorities. Oh, smooch. Also, are you crazy? How old was Clem when he hit GM? Older than Eba. Do you know that? Clem he was old when he hit GM. Smooch. But what was I gonna say? Oh yeah, someone was asking if we even cast like bronze players. But yeah, yo, showcase how slowly bronze, silver, gold players. I mean, we used to host amateur events. We used to host tournaments for bronze to diamond players. We used to host them in like 2017, 2018, 2019. I think we stopped like 2021-ish. Like we did it for quite some time. But over time, it's a lot of work. It's a lot of work running events for like diamond players and lower, just because you have to vet them. Like, you have to vet players, you have to make sure there's minimal games being played, make sure there's no smurfing. There were some occasions where someone would try to slip in and try to skirt to the rules and you know, try to sneak in like as a Masters player or something like that. Or sometimes someone they don't want to be malicious, but like maybe they get demoted to Diamond and like, oh yeah, I'm still Diamond. And yeah, it's just a lot of work, As the Stalkers, they have arrived. Krystianer, he does have the advantage here. The Concave, though, in favor of Eba. So far, the Blinks looking quite good, and this is bringing me back here to a couple of weeks ago. Eba's Blink Stalker control is impressive. It is pretty damn impressive. He's able to hold on. I remember we were casting a PvP between Eba and... Oh, who's his opponent? Eba and Geralt? Was it Geralt? Where Eba was actually able to have some damn impressive control and able to actually turn fights in his favor. He's going to be backing up. Krystianer taking his third base. Again, Krystianer still has a slightly better economy. Working towards our next transition. It's going to be charge, +1 on the way. Faster +1 for Krystianer. There's going to be a window where he has the upgraded advantage over his opponents, over Eba. Here comes that hallucination. As we do catch some of these hallucinations, Krystianer looking to get further ahead by taking a 4th base. And yeah, we're going to be just calming things down for a moment as we build up our production, build up our economies. 4th now been taken here by Eba. And no major differences. Looking at the units, looking at the unit count here, Eba does have the slight Stalker lead, but you know, it's soon about to change. And once Zealots kind of come into the mix, it does change the dynamic of these fights. Zealots, they do an amazing job at tanking shots here from your opponent's Stalkers. So far, no one has tacked up into Immortal production or Archon production. Still just purely Gateway armies, purely Stalkers, as well as Charge Lots. Oof. Eba does end up bleeding out one of those Stalkers, is forced out. I remember the good old Bronze to Diamond tournament days. Oh, the Terran Lord, Papi. Terran Lord, let's go. It's been so long. Papi. It was like it was yesterday. Good times. As Krystianer is going to be pushing here on the right-hand side. Now with reinforcements, now with a Warp Prism, and here we go. The Zealots are on the way. +1 is done for both players. Again, army counts are looking pretty comparable, but Krystianer, he has a massive lead when it comes to those Zealots. He does close the distance, focuses down the shield battery. Overcharge was popped for a moment, but the shield battery does go down. And you can see Krystianer just snowballing out of control. He has the larger army, has the better concave as well. Yeah, macro-wise, Eba did just fall behind. It was like 20 Zealots to like 10. And the Zealots of Krystianer still breaking on through, and it looks like we should be able to break this space as well. The shield battery is out of energy. As I say that, Krystianer is going to be forced back. We have a warp in. The prism. Oh, the warp in will not finish. If it did, that could have been it. That could have been game. But as these armies are fighting, as they're clashing, 14 workers go down. The mineral line is annihilated. Krystianer, he cripples the economy of Eba, and he still breaks through with his main army as well. Didn't even have everyone fighting. Didn't even have everyone on the front line here. As it looks like it's just too much. We even warped in these Zealots from across the map. GG gets called, and Krystianer will take game number 1. Whew. GG. GG, well played. A solid game there out of Krystianer. Nothing too fancy. There was like a couple of skirmishes here and there, but it all came down to that one push. Again, Krystianer, he did just have the slight economic lead for almost the entirety of that game. That did end up leading into just additional warp-ins, additional gateways, additional production, a larger army. It was pretty cut and dry there towards the end, and Krystianer, he will take a lead. And Eba has to commit. He has to commit here to his Protoss. Has to commit to the PvP. Can we make some magic happen? Can we pull this off? I'm here for it. I am here for it, as game number 2 is going to be on Golden Ore. Let's go. Let us go. We are loading into that second game. Can we get an ace match? Personally, I do hope so. I do hope we can get there. I want to believe. As spawning in the bottom right hand corner of Golden Ore, we have the player currently leading the series 1-0, representing Team Blazer. It is the Polish Protoss player. It is Krystianer. And spawning in the top left hand corner, we have his opponent. We have the blue, usually Zerg, but now Protoss player representing the Platinum Heroes. It is Eba. Here we go. And again, I guess what's impressive is that Eba, he hasn't been trying to cheese his opponents out or do anything crazy out of the norm. He's been playing straight up, playing macro-oriented here against Krystianer. Can he pull it off, though? Can he do it? Protoss 1? Must be... Oh, PvP unwinnable, Papi. Unwinnable. True. As we're settling into this PvP, once again going to be a 2-gate opener here from Eba, likewise 2 gateways from Krystianer as well. We'll see what kind of units we do start with. Again, from Eba, it was very uncommitted, going for the Stalker Adept opener instead of the typical double Stalker or double Adept. So we'll see if he commits to that. We'll see if he's a little bit more aggressive. The rush distance by ground on Golden Ore is a little bit shorter, so we can maybe take advantage of that if we did want to be a little more assertive. But we'll see. We shall see. As Probe Scout is going to be coming in. Just getting a scout of the main base. And of course, just making sure that the second pylon is where it should be. And there is no second pylon because it is out on the map. Eba going for a fake proxy pylon. Trying to get into the mind of Krystianer. Krystianer with his second pylon in his main base. So Krystianer, he's aware that the pylon is missing. But will he take the bait? I mean, I feel like you kind of have to. You have to go on the prowl, go on the hunt. There it is. Krystianer coming back out with that probe. No fear there. Okay, so he's going to be scouting. He's going to be checking here the northern half of the map. Unfortunately, the pylon was thrown down here at the third base location. Again, it is a fake proxy pylon. It is just designed to throw Krystianer off and to force him to maybe overthink things and maybe overreact, be overly defensive. Behind this, yep, Stalkers are going to be checking nearby, just making sure that there is no pylon next to the bases. As we do still go for the expansion, and we are going double sentry behind this. With these sentries, we'll get confirmation. We will be able to confirm that Eba is in fact expanding, is teching, and is getting into the mid-game. Oh, Krystianer, though, responding very hard, actually, going for the Robo. Those that are curious, this Robo opener is very defensive. If he were up against a one-base all-in, Krystianer will be able to shut it down with Immortal production. Shield batteries on the way, so yeah, just very safe play here from Krystianer. He is getting ready for an all-in when Eba's expanding. We should soon be seeing Hallucination. And as a result, because Krystianer is reacting in this way, and I don't blame him at all, it makes plenty of sense, but because he's reacting this way, Eba, he's going to be able to go into a faster blink. So Eba will have the more mobile army, Krystianer will have a much more robust defensive army. As Hallucination is going to be coming in, and we get eyes on the expansion. And we also get eyes on the tech as well, on the Twilight Council researching. So now Krystianer knows, the jig is up. Like, I'm safe and sound, nothing is coming my way. I can focus on my economy. We do have that Immortal on the way as well. And this is going to be a really interesting dynamic at this point. Again, as I mentioned before, this does mean that Krystianer is going to be stuck with a more Immortal heavy composition. It's going to be very robust, yes, but he's going to be a little bit less maneuverable. Can't be as active on the map with it. Oh, but we do have a Prism next, not a second Immortal. Okay, Krystianer, he wants to try to push out. Bold move here from Krystianer. We'll see if he can get away with it. See if he can pull it off. Meanwhile, Evo, for his own scout, of course, he confirmed the Robo, so he's aware that he has Blink over his opponent. He's also aware that his opponent will have more Immortals than he does. And Krystianer is already pushing. Okay, the War Prism is out. Going to be meeting up with the rest of the army. Now, Krystianer, he doesn't have to commit with this. Again, there's still only 2 gateways. Like, we're not going for, like, a gateway explosion or anything like that. Yeah, we're taking instead. Oh, Iba trying to take a 3rd base, and we may be able to force a cancel. Blink isn't done. Blink is not yet done for Iba. Here we go. Krystianer going to try and dive him forward. Good force field here. The Prism has right, which means we can juggle back these sentries. We lose one, we save the other. Immortal also juggle back. Boys are being pulled as well, and Stalkers are getting picked up. Other sentry. Sentry goes down. Krystianer, he picks off 4 Stalkers, only loses 1. Very good trade, very efficient trade from Krystianer. Very nice force fields. The downside, he didn't see the 3rd. So he didn't know that he could cancel the 3rd base. So Iba will have a better economy here. Did end up losing the fight, did lose a lot of Stalkers, but gets a faster 3rd base, better saturation. Iba, even before that, still has a higher worker count as well. Meanwhile, Krystianer, where do we go from here? Twilight Council into a Dark Trine. Let's go. DTs and Blink are on the way here for Krystianer. A good way to come back in this game, as Iba does have the better economy. It's strange that someone picks mirror matchup instead of a PvZ. Iba, he's not fond of his EVP. He's no. Not very fond of the versus Protoss matchup, which is understandable. Yeah. The Smoge is real. Smoge is real. As Adepts do manage to be slipped into the main base. They're going straight for that mineral line, straight for the probes. They will catch 2 of them. But yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if most Zerg players, if they could just play PvP instead of ZVP, they probably would. Except for maybe Dark. Dark, he likes the ZVP. He likes it. As the Dark Templar had been morphed in, and here we go, Krystianer going straight for the main. And do we have detection? Oh no. We do have an observer out, but we need it. We need it back at home as the observer, is being forced back towards that main base. Meanwhile, 5 workers going to be going down. And as the army gets pulled back, we get back into the 3rd base, and oh god. Workers are falling left and right. 7 dead probes so far, and both Dark Templar, they're going to be able to survive. They do back off. And they dip back in. Oh my god. Finally, we are able to shut down one of them. We're able to shut down one, and we will be able to force a recall out of the other just in time. And as the dust does settle, Krystianer, even though he had a slightly later expansion, has a very late expansion actually, has a high worker count. He is able to take the worker lead. Iba taking his 4th base as we speak. Meanwhile, Krystianer taking up into Archons. Tech-wise, it does feel like Krystianer, he's just one step ahead once again. Your Blink Stalkers, Immortals, Archons. Iba, though, has the better economy. He's had a better economy for longer. That's why Iba is ahead in supply. He's been able to afford additional warp-ins. Eba is, yeah, just going to be taking that fourth. And I don't think we have eyes on it. Yeah, once again, like we missed out on the third base. We missed out on the fourth base as well. Aye, aye, aye. Not like this. Cannons and shield batteries are finishing up. And Cyril. I don't know if Cyril enjoys ZVP. I think he's said in interviews. I think he's he's had things to say about the ZVP matchup in interviews before. But don't hold me to that, because maybe it's an old interview. But I don't think he's fond of it. Maybe I'm wrong though. Maybe he likes it. Maybe he likes it. So they are going to be threatening that fourth base once again. We do dive on top of these Stalkers. Krystianer, where are the Immortals? The rest of the army a little bit too far back. It does get caught out, and this fourth base is not going to get up and running. Eba snowballing out of control here again. Had the better, the faster third. A fully saturated fourth base as well. And look at how large his army is. Again, the finesse isn't here, right? Like, there's no Immortals, there's no Archons, sure, but like just the sheer Gateway army. The Mass Zealot, Mass Stalker. Honestly, Eba, he can commit. He can push in. I mean, this defensive setup is a little bit terrifying. It is a little bit scary, but Eba, we can send it. We can send it. We shall see. As he's just getting another base. Oh my god, Eba with the mass expansions here again, just taking advantage of Krystianer, and he's gonna, I mean, for all intents and purposes here, unless a big mistake happens, like Eba, he can take this. Now, Krystianer, he is taking up even further, going towards double robot production, double Colossus production. There is potential here, I guess. There is potential when it comes to dealing with all these Zealots. But, we'll see. It's going to come down to the engage. It's going to come down to the positioning. Eba has maxed out. Prism is going to be forced out. Eba going to be threading that fourth. At the same time, the secondary army going straight for the third base as well. Krystianer, his supply just isn't high enough, so he's having a hard time splitting up his army between his bases. There we go. The charge, they do rush on forward here. The Artosis pylon goes down. Cannons and shield batteries are depowered. At the same time, we hit the fourth base as well. And Krystianer, he's being pulled apart left and right. Down goes the shield battery. Down goes the Nexus as well. From here, Krystianer, he is still hurting, still struggling to max out. He's up to 4 Colossi. I mean, oh my god. Like, his army is still actually kind of terrifying here. With the amount of Archons and Colossi he has, it's a beefy army, don't get me wrong. But, like, he's not getting the fight that he wants. Whenever he moves out, we have Eba push in. Going straight for the mineral line. He's going for the Nexus. Oh, doesn't quite get it. Doesn't quite get the Nexus. Is also going to be cleaned up. At the same time, Eba coming in once again. Back and forth. Takes out more cannons, takes out more probes. Able workers go down. Krystianer, he's in a lot of trouble. Yeah, Krystianer at this point, he's forced all in. Now, can we pull this off? When it comes to the army supplies are pretty similar. Eba has the better economy, that is true. But Krystianer, he has the higher quality army. And we're just sending it across the map. We are all in at this point. It's all or nothing for Krystianer. And can he pull this off? Can this death ball of a Protoss army overwhelm Eba? I mean, this is what Protoss is all about. The death ball, Bobby. And here we go. Eba with the better concave. He's going to try to focus down as much of this as he can. Good kiting here from Krystianer. The Archons going ham. Here come the Disruptors. And it looks like we may just have too much. Eba may have too much. Never goes off. Ooh, big connection. Massive connection on the army. We dive on top of the Colossus left and right, and Eba, he will shut this down. Has to respect the reinforcing Zealots. This is true. Does have to respect them. But he took down 3 Colossi, most of the Archons. 7 Archons. And he chases down that final Colossus as well. And it looks like Eva, he has snowballed out of control. Hey, who needs Archons? Who needs Disruptors even? I mean, the Disruptor did help, but for the most part, it's all about the Gateway Man, the Gateway Army. GG gets called. And Eva will tie up the series 1-1. GG. Fighting back with his off race, fighting back with PvP. Let's go. And again, a lot of this did come down to the opener. So because Krystianer was tricked into believing that it wasn't all in, it did force him into robo play. It did mean that he just didn't really have any Bleak Stalkers to work with for a very long time. On top of that, he missed the third base timing as well, and yeah, that was a rough road to recovery there for Krystianer. He was so committed to his first push, and he traded well, but wasn't able to deal enough economic damage. And yeah, with that, Eva, he fights back. We're tied up 1-1. Okay, here we go again. I had to message Eva. I was like, your Protoss greater than Zerg. He's like, true. Este Eva. Here we go. So loading into the ace match. And spawning in the bottom right hand corner of side Delta, we have the Polish Protoss player, the red Protoss representing Team Blazer, being forced into the ace match. Can he bring it back? It is Krystianer. And spawning in the top left hand corner, we have his opponent. We have the blue Protoss representing the Platinum Heroes. Usually Zerg, but here is Protoss. It is Eva. GG. And yeah, Eva able to just gain map control and just snowball out of control with his economy. Remember, he was up 20 workers. He had like 70 plus workers here compared to his opponents. And this mass gateway style did pull Krystianer apart, did force him all in. It did feel like the Disruptors were the cherry on top. I don't think we even needed the Disruptors to win the final fight. It was one Nova. It was literally one Purification Nova. But like regardless, it was just really well played from Eva. Just again, gaining momentum and holding on to that for almost the entirety of that game. Just crippling the economy and just keeping the economy in check of Krystianer. As you mentioned, a lot of that did come down to the openers, did come down to the tech that the players had to work with initially. And we'll see if we commit to a proxy this time. Remember, last game Eva did trick Krystianer into believing that he was being all-in. And what do we go for this time? Are just going to be settling into this time. The second pylon is thrown down in the main, so Eva isn't even going to be faking out a fake proxy pylon. It's just here in the main base for all to be seen. And as a result, Krystianer is going to be able to breathe a sigh of relief here and open up in a much more standard fashion. And speaking of standard, let's go. Double Adept. It's going to be a double Adept opener here from Krystianer. It's going to be double Stalker from Eva. We're going to be testing the reaction time here of Eva, essentially. Krystianer is going to be moving out across the map, threading shades into the main base, and it's going to be on Eva to throw down that shield battery every single time. He needs to block off that wall, deny those Adepts. As the Adepts have been spotted, Eva is aware of them. We're going to be doubling down with when it comes to Adept production. We have 2 Adepts. We have a 3rd and 4th Adept coming out soon thereafter as well. So very aggressive opener here from Krystianer. We can even go up to another wave behind. This is wave 5th and 6th Adept as well, even up to 8 Adepts. For now, first shield battery has been thrown down. We commit to the shade though. We do take down the Pro, but was this worth it? The Adept takes a lot of hits. Up, can we save it? Up. What of us? We can. Oh my, we can. This Adept should not be alive. 3 HP, one more shot, and it would have gone down. A nice save there from Krystianer. Behind this, he is committing to Mass Adept. So the way this works, once we do hit 6 Adepts, we can commit to a Shade, and if the shield battery doesn't have enough HP, if it just gets thrown down, we can DPS it down. We do have enough DPS to power our way through that shield battery and make our way into the main base. This is where Eba has to recognize what's happening ahead of time and get ready to throw down a gateway instead. We need to wall off with a gateway, not with a pylon or a shield battery. We need extra HP, we need extra armor, extra shield, sorry. Need some extra durability when it comes to that wall. Otherwise, Krystianer will bust in and kill everything. Again, the goal here is to break into the main and get into the mineral line. Just eviscerate those probes. We'll see if we can get there. As the Mass Adepts have yet to be revealed. Eba hasn't seen, Eba doesn't know until now, and we do see the Adepts coming in. And we could go for the natural, we do commit! We don't go for the main, we go for the natural instead, and probes are going down! 6 probes do fall, and we shade into the main as well. No wall, no shield battery, no pylon, no gateway. We don't commit. We stick here to low ground, focusing down that pylon instead. Yeah, threatening another shade, and we have to respect it, we just have to keep chasing it. Like, what else can we do? And just like that, Eba, he's stuck on 1 base economy. Ay, ay, ay. The sentries are going down. Big pickoffs. We commit. Oh, this is a bold move. We commit to the shade and we are diving into the main base. A little bit messy here, a little bit scrappy. Probes are going, sorry, Adepts are going down, but we do get into the main base. And we can one-shot probes. Oof. 12 workers in total. Krystianer taking a massive economic lead. Now, once again, very similar to the previous game, the downside here, as we had to invest into so many Adepts, is that there is no blink. Twilight Council just now on the way. We have the Robo for Immortal production here from Krystianer. Is going to be building up that Immortal count. And honestly, that's a really wise choice here. Immortals are king defensively, and Eba's kind of forced into an all-in. He's committed. He's very committed here with this attack. He, I believe, does have blink, so we could even avoid that natural and go into the main if he does have high ground vision. Blink has been revealed. At the same time, no, the Adepts, they get it again. No shot for a second time. They get into that main base. 6 more probes go down. Oh, no. Who is it? No! You're doing so well! Krystianer! Oh god, okay, we're back. Krystianer, come back to us. He does kill 6 more probes across the map here again. The Mass Adept harassment has been too much. I don't have ref, but if the latency does act up, then we are more than happy to pause and then let things settle. Turn off the Wi-Fi. Close Steam. Close uTorrent. Is that still a thing? As hallucinations are going to be moving out across the map again, and Krystianer, he needs to figure out what the hell's going on. Whether or not there's an expansion, whether we're going for an all-in. We still only have 2 gateways, and we do get eyes on the would-be third. Big tell here for Krystianer. He's going to be feeling pretty good about this. As Krystianer, he's the one that goes for a massive gateway explosion. 6 gates on the way. Krystianer is transitioning into a 2-base all-in. Instead of investing into this third, gateways. Instead of investing into probes, Krystianer, all in, Bobby, all in. And here we go. We are going to be pushing. Third base is going to be set up here for Krystianer, but he is committing with his army. He has 3 Immortals. He is soon to catch up with his own blink. Prism has arrived. We can warp in. We can reinforce. Again, after that last game, Krystianer, he's angry. He's upset. And he wants to take this game for himself. He is going to be able to focus down those rocks. Yeah, rocks do get knocked down. Krystianer going straight in towards that third. He doesn't even want the third. He wants the natural. Wants to go for the kill. Eba not quite in position. No. And this third base is going to be cancelled. We ignore it. We go straight for the natural, and we're going for a base trade. Best case scenario here for Eba is the base trade. It makes sense. Now we do have a recall. Recall is always available here. The Immortal's taking some damage. We dive on forward. We ignore the ramp. We ignore the shield batteries. Get on top of the Immortals. We're busting into that main base. Pylons being depowered, camping the production as well. Likewise, Eva also gets into the main base of his opponent. Can we pull this off? The probes, they have been evacuated. They do get across the map. Krystianer, he needs a little bit more money, though. He needs the resources to actually throw down a Nexus. So we go for a warp in. Krystianer, he doesn't really have a lot of resources. He's down to 40 minerals. But we can always, yeah, we can always recall back home. As we get into the main base, we break through on top of that final Nexus here. And there's that recall all the way back home on top of the army. And yeah, Krystianer, he can take a head-to-head fight. He has far more than enough here to deal with this. GG gets called, and Krystianer will take the series 2-1, advancing on to the semifinals. GG. GG, well played. Krystianer, he will take the series 2-1 in the end, but a big shout out to Eva. Big shout out to Eva. Big shout outs as Eva did end up taking a game off of Krystianer with his Protoss, which again is not an easy thing to do. Even the best Protoss in Europe have a hard time doing that against Krystianer. So GG, well played. Congratulations, Krystianer, as he advances on. Big shout out to Eva for performing here, for whipping out his Protoss. GG. And with that, we have a rematch. Oh my god. We're switching over to the America server.